Following closely what is going on in court. Opening statements today in the defamation trial involving Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, Amber Heard. This is going on in Fairfax, Virginia. And you're looking at images as the two Hollywood stars arrived for the opening yesterday. Johnny Depp launched this $50 million lawsuit against Amber Heard back in 2019. She'd written the year previously about being a survivor of domestic abuse. She is countersuing for $100 million. It is nasty. It is public. And Steve Futterman is on the story for us this morning in Los Angeles. Tell us what we should expect in all of this today, Steve.
Well, today are the opening statements. Yesterday they had jury selection, so the trial is essentially beginning in earnest today. We're going to hear, obviously, two very different stories. A key part in this entire issue is the fact that in this op-ed where Johnny Depp says she accuses him of domestic abuse, she never mentions his name. Now, Johnny Depp's attorneys are going to say, well, fine, she doesn't mention his name, but she's been very public in her accusations against him before, so she doesn't actually need to name Johnny Depp by name. By implication, she's referring to him in this op-ed. That's going to be very difficult, I think, mountain to overcome as they present this case to the jury. Now, Amber Heard's going to say two things. First of all, her attorneys are going to say, yes, she didn't mention his name because she didn't want to mention his name. That would show an idea that she's going after him, and she was not going after him. She was talking about how she was a victim of domestic abuse, as many hundreds of thousands of women in North America are victims of domestic abuse every year. So she intentionally didn't want to name him by name. Then they may go to a different task. Well, truth is a defense in any libel defamation case. They may say, well, if you want to talk about the truth of the case, well, she will say that perhaps that Johnny Depp is a domestic abuser, that he has been very physical with her. She's been very open about that. There have been depositions on video where she talks about him hitting her. So it's going to be a very interesting case. Can he overcome the fact that she doesn't name him in this op-ed? Maybe she could have sued him for other comments. He could have sued her for other comments she made in the past. But he chose this, and she doesn't name him. That could be a key factor in this case.
So it will be a he said and she said, and we'll hear from them in court. But there are, as well as I understand it, Steve, a number of other high-profile witnesses set to testify?
Yeah, well, obviously, those two, we almost certain can guarantee that they will testify in the trial. Johnny Depp will testify. We are certain that Amber Heard will testify. She testified in a similar trial where Johnny Depp sued the tabloid The Sun in the UK. So she has testified before in a case that's similar to this. But yes, they will testify. We're almost certain. We could have Elon Musk testify. He's her former partner. He may testify. He's on the witness list. Just because you're on the witness list doesn't mean you're going to testify. James Franco's on the witness list. So we may have some high-profile Hollywood characters. And I should point out, cameras are being allowed in the courtroom. So this may be a case that goes a bit viral with video clips of each side going on social media sites repeatedly.
For weeks ahead, Steve, thank you so much for setting it up for us today. Steve Futterman, he's in Los Angeles.